Well, hello everyone. It is time for our pumpkin magic look. This is our makeup look of the month. You can request these samples to be sent to you. You've got 4 eyeshadows, a lipstick, and a lip gloss that's included on our strip. This is just a free gift that we love to give our customers and our friends. So check it out. Let us know in the comments or let us know by a private message if you want the samples yourself. So I am going to go ahead and do this look. I have nothing on right now, and we're gonna change this magically into a beautiful smoky eye that is beautiful for fall, for the holidays. It might not be what you typically think of when you think of a pumpkin look, like we do spicy pumpkin and a latte look and all of that have more orange and brown. This is totally different, but it's fun. It's sort of spooky and magical and glamorous, and it can be smoked up to be more dramatic, or it could be a little bit lighter for every day. And I always tell my customers that you do not have to use all of these colors together. This look I'm going to show you today has all of the colors, but you could mix and match and just use 1 or 2. And if you have darker tone skin, then you probably would go a little bit lighter with these light colors because you don't want to make your eyes too sparkly or too light against your dark skin. So you might just do a little pop of light in the corners and then stick to more of this granite color as your base. So let's get into this look. I'm going to do something a little bit different than I normally do. I am not going to put on foundation first. I usually do that. That just kind of makes everything look like this beautiful blank canvas that I start with, but we're going to be rebels today, and we are not going to start with our foundation. We're going to do it at the end. Isn't that cool? That's totally different. Okay, so I just remembered I need to get out my eyebrow pencil. And I think I just put them away. So eyebrow is so important. Eyebrow is like everything, right? We need to define our brows. We need to give ourselves some framework around our eyes so that it's going to draw attention into the eyes. So I am going to use this dark blonde precision liner. And when you use this, it has this little tiny tip, and it's going to just be the perfect way to just define those brows and make them just look exactly the shape that you want them to be. So I'm going to look in my mirror a little bit so I can see better. I'm adding some more color in this corner right here, this inner corner, because my brows kind of end a little bit too early. So I need to add some more brows here. That tends to happen as we age. We lose our tail and we lose the inner corner. So you're definitely going to want to put a little more color in there if you are missing it. And you can tell if you're missing it by just doing a quick measurement there. You put it against your nose, you put it against your corner of your eye, and look, you can see my tail is barely reaching that. So I can add just a little more tail to make the eye look more open. And then I can put my brow pencil right here. I can bring it down, and that's where I need to make sure to add some color. Right there is where it's supposed to start. And I usually add a little bit more thickness at the top, a little bit more thickness in the bottom. So can you see a difference between the 2 brows? Definitely you can. Now, when you first put your brows on and you have nothing else on your face, you're probably going to look at yourself and think, oh my goodness, I am just brow everywhere. It is like my brows are walking into the room before I even get there. It's okay. A nice defined brow will look very bold when you have no makeup on. But once you put the rest of your makeup on, it's going to look a little bit less powerful, okay? It's going to get toned down. And you can tone it down with a brush that you kind of brush it out, make it look a little bit more subtle, more blended. You can also use some brow gel. So there's a lot of things you can do to sort of tone it down, but don't worry, you won't need to tone it down too much because once you put everything else on, it's going to look great. All right, so I am going to start with a little bit of concealer, and I'm going to do my under eye corrector. These 2 are truly the magic of the eyes. You have to do some concealing and some brightening of your eyes before you start. And I'm going to mix these 2 colors together. One is a little bit more pink. You can kind of see this one has that pinky salmon color. It's an under eye corrector, and that is going to help with basically canceling out. Let me put it over here so you can see it. It's going to cancel out the dark purpley bluish tones. You can see them. I got them big time because I have a deep set eye type, and that is going to make me look very shadowy. This is the concealer. You can see it's lighter and brighter. So you can do the mix on the back of your hand if you want to. You can also do like a quick version where you just put some dots on your eyes and mix it together right on your eyes. But this is going to serve like an eyelid primer. So when you put these colors on, they're going to hold your shadow on better as you go ahead and put on your shadow look. So it can be done on top of foundation too, but we're going to do a layer right now as a base before we put any shadow on top. When you put the shadow right on top of your naked lids, that shadow is just not going to hold on very well. And it's just the colors aren't going to pop because they're competing with the purple, bluish, or pinkish tones of your lids. Okay, so it just helps to brighten it up a little bit and get it ready and prepped and primed to receive the shadow. All right, so now we're going to go into our pumpkin spice look, and we're going to start with this first color, which is called Moonstone. It's a very nice shimmery light highlight, and I have deep set eyes, so I do like to use this light color right here in the inner corners. It really helps with just helping my eyes that are deep set come out more. So when I put this on, I'm using my all over eye brush. It's a flatter, medium sized brush. And you can see I tap off my brush before I put it on, and I press the color into the inner corners. That is pretty much my standard look for any look I do. I like to put that light color in the corners. It just opens up my eyes. Then I'm going to go in with Smokey Quartz. Smokey Quartz, I'm going to use the same brush, and I'm going to put this color right here in the middle of my lid. It's not that drastically different of a color, but it's a little bit less white looking. It has more shimmery kind of gray to it. And when you put that shimmery highlight kind of color right above the pupil, right in the middle, it really opens up your eyes. And that's what we want, right? We don't want our eyes to look tired and, closed. We want them to look bright and light and open. So you're patting this in and getting as close as you can to your lash line. Okay, so now we are going to go to our third color. This is called Granite, and I'm going to use this brush. This is our crease brush. Granite is a beautiful color that has a little bit of a grayish shimmer to it, and I'm putting this into my crease, and I'm just going to go back and forth in my crease. You can pat it in, and then you can do a little windshield wiper. It's just going to add a little more dimension there into your crease. And you do not have to keep your eyes closed when you do this. You don't have to do this because then you don't really know where you're putting it. So I think it's best to keep your eye open so you can see where you're putting it. And then I usually bring that color up a little bit, out a little bit. I will not bring this color up too far on my brow bone because it is a more shimmery color. And me putting some shimmer up here, not a good idea. It adds just a little too much attention to the texture of my skin. And if you are more mature and you have some aging skin, then you probably want to stay away from too many highlight sparkle colors up here on this area. So I would stick to more of a matte color if you're putting anything on your brow bone. Now I'm using my blending brush and I'm just going back and forth to blend this in. You can do like little circles to blend in your crease and blend it out on the side. Now don't worry if your colors are not perfectly the same on the right and the left side. That's what the blending is all about, and we'll do that a little bit more as we go. So now I'm going to go into this beautiful Starry Night color. It is also a touch of shimmer, but it is this beautiful deep navy blue. And we are just going to go back and forth here with our little tiny smudger brush. I am keeping my eye kind of closed here. and I'm making a little outer V. Now you don't have to do a lot. You should not cover a whole lot of your eye with this look, although there's many different ways that you can use this look. You could do this navy color all over your lids if you wanted to do a more sultry, smoky kind of look that was just a little bit of a more heavy application. But I'm trying to keep this not too heavy, so I'm just doing it on the outer corners, and I'm making that outside V, and then I'm gonna blend. So it always looks weird before you blend. Don't worry, because this is where the magic happens in the pumpkin magic look. You're gonna blend in circles around into that blue, blending it up a little bit higher into the brow bone, blending it toward the nose and into the crease, and keeping the color more on the outside. So you can see that as you blend it, it makes it look a little bit more soft and not as defined. Now, a lot of times when I'm finished with blending, I notice, well, I blended it so much that I can't really see the color as much. Like you can see the color a little bit more. So what I'll do is I'll go back and I'll add just a little bit more of my colors. Again, I do like a second pass over the colors so that you can see them and it brings out the colors a little more. And that's when you can kind of correct it. Like if one side has lost some of its height, or maybe it's a little further outside of the eye area, you can look at your two eyes and then make a correction at the second pass, okay? So don't worry if it doesn't look perfect on both sides. It's never gonna totally match exactly the same, but you can always go back and do a second pass. And I usually do go back and do a little bit of that inner corner shimmer just to give me a little more brightness right in here with my Moonstone. So there we have it. We have the beginnings of this look. Now, the other thing that I see a lot of women do is they get a little bit freaked out when they see their look without eyeliner and mascara. They think it looks, something's wrong. I messed up. I did something wrong. It looks weird. It looks bad. And I say, no, it's just not done yet. So don't worry if it doesn't look perfect when you first put it on. You have to finish the look. Now, we could do a couple different options that I think would look really pretty. We have our waterproof liquid black liner. We have our regular liner that is also black, but the blue liner would look really good with this too. So you can see, you know, they're both black, a little bit of a different shade of black, super creamy, and both waterproof. So if you prefer the black liquid, you just kind of do these little dash, 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 dash strokes all the way across. If you do this one, same idea, but I'm going to teach you how to do a tight eyeliner. It's when you lift up your lid just a little bit and you put that liner in the inner part of the skin, like right where the lash hairs are connecting to your skin of your eyelid. And it's not as much a liner that's on top, it's a liner that's right here in the place where the lashes connect. So especially as we age, it can be a more flattering eyeliner, because sometimes when we put too much on the top, it ends up kind of closing our eyes up a little bit. I kind of got a little spot there that I messed up on. That happens. Okay, I don't know if you can tell the difference between an eye with eyeliner and eye without. Just kind of defines it a little bit more. And this tight eyeliner might be a little scary at first when you are just learning how to put it on, but just think of it as just a soft brushing of it back and forth. And it's not bad to put it above, but just make that line nice and thin. I do usually hold my skin just a little bit tighter here. I try not to pull too hard because I know that's not good for my eyes, but it helps me hold that skin tight enough that I can get in there and really go back and forth nicely. Now, as far as how far to go in, you can keep your eyes open and just do a little wiggle back and forth here. I don't like to go in too far because, again, my closed set eyes. If I put my eyeliner too much on the inside corner, it ends up closing up my eyes. Now we are going to do some liner on the bottom, but we're going to wait and do that at the end. All right, so The reason why I do it at the end is because I am gonna do my mascara, and I'm gonna do a little more concealer and foundation. And when all that's done, I will put on that bottom liner. So I'm putting on my mascara after I curl my lashes. Anybody else curl their lashes? I love curling my lashes. It really helps them to stand up and hold up, which is what I want my lashes to do. I want them to look like they are curved. But if you don't use an eyelash curler, what you can do is just take your brush, and I'm using the Lash Love Waterproof. You can just hold it here and press it into your lashes so that it kind of pushes it backward, okay? And that little pressing action will curl your lashes. All right, so we got the lashes on. Of course, you could do another 2 or 3 coats. The more, oh, this is good. That's good I made a mistake, because now you can see why we do our foundation at the end. It helps to clean up any little spot. So that's a pretty big spot. Look at that. Yikes. I'm putting foundation primer under here, and the primer helps to just pick it right up. You could also do, you know, a little swipe of our oil-free eye makeup remover. That works great too. But if you have a lot of makeup on, sometimes you don't want to remove everything. And so what you could do is just do a little touch of the primer on the tip of a Q-tip. And then that Q-tip just goes tap, tap on that little spot, and then you can take it right away. But now we're putting primer all over our face. This is going to fill in the pores and the lines. I especially use it around my eye area where I have more lines, and places where I have larger pores, on my nose. And we are going to put on some foundation. Now we have a couple different options for foundation. I showed both of them in my earlier looks, so I'm just gonna show you the difference. This is CC cream. This is a very lightweight, natural foundation that gives you some sun's protection with SPF 15. It's gonna help with kind of giving you a glowy, even look to your skin. You can use a foundation brush like this and blend it all in. You wanna always go up to your hairline, go under your eyes, and down your neckline. Okay, so you got all that going on there. And cleaning up under the eyes, making sure that everything is nice and cleaned up underneath. We don't want any of that, those little particles that fell down, to settle down here, make your eyes look more dark. Or you could go in with your Time-Wise foundation. This is going to be a little more coverage. It comes in either luminous or matte. This is actually a matte finish. I'm using beige 150. And I can use this on top of CC cream if I want a really more full coverage look. So you really do want to have a wardrobe of different foundation options. Some are going to be those light, for those lighter days where you're just kind of running out the door. Some are going to be when you need more full coverage and more professional look. And some are just going to be when you absolutely need it to look perfect, and you might use both together. So you can see how I am just pulling this up, and making sure that everything is nice and smooth. I think when I blinked, I had a little oopsie there. Okay, so now I'm going to show you how I do my bottom liner, and I'm going to actually put on some concealer underneath again. Remember we talked about the magical 2 combo colors here. We have the under eye corrector coming in here, taking away some of the purple. And then I have my concealer coming in right on top, and a dot or 2 in here, up on this side to lift up my eyes. So this is gonna make everything look a little more highlighted around my eyes and in the inner corner of my nose. And when I put it out here, it really helps to lift the eye. You can already see how much it like kind of just gives me a little mini eye lift, and it helps my eyes not look as closed set and dark. And you can also see why I would do this before the eyeliner. If I did it after the eyeliner, I would be messing up my eyeliner right now, right? So you want to do this before you finish with your eyeliner. And you can use a little brush for this, or you can use your fingers, but I usually do a little bit of both. All right, so isn't that cool how it just brightens everything, makes it look so much more awake and alive? Now I'm gonna go in with my little tiny brush. This is my liner brush, and I'm gonna go in with this darker blue color, and I'm gonna go really lightly right here on the outer corner. I'm connecting it to the top, and I'm just doing like about a centimeter of color. You do not have to go all the way across. If you do, that might just make it look a little more smoky, a little more dramatic, and that's your choice, right? So I connect it to the top, and I bring it down about a centimeter. Now, with nothing on the brush, I'm gonna smooth this out on my hand, or you could smooth it out on a tissue. All right, on a clean brush, I'm just gonna take it and just bring it a little bit softer across. So I'm just fading it in gently as it comes in toward the middle, but I'm not necessarily adding any more color. If you like to blend it even more, you could take the brush that we used to put on this blue color, and you could sort of smudge it and just add a little more soft, smoky look underneath. All right, it's coming together, right? So remember, when we first did this look, we thought it looked kind of funny without, you know, the mascara and the liner, but when you put it all together, doesn't it look fun? It really looks like a beautiful smoky eye. But we're not done. We have to do just a little more touch to the cheeks. I'm not gonna do a whole contour today, but I would probably, if I was doing my whole makeup look, I would probably do a little bit of contouring around my forehead, and you know, just a little tap of contour beneath the cheekbones, a little tap of contour over here. And we have this in powder, we have this in more of a cream. You can do a couple different things, but I'm not doing all of it. I said I wasn't doing it, and now I'm doing it. Okay, so this is just gonna define the cheekbones and give a little more color that is blended around the forehead. I usually do more on the top of my forehead because my forehead is a high forehead. And this is gonna bring attention again back into the center of your face where you have your beautiful eyes. All right, so we're moving on from the contour. We'll just do a little bit of a pink blush. I'm using my cheek brush, and I'm patting it on the bone, going up toward the temple, not going too close to the nose. I'm keeping it a little bit further out. Why am I doing that? Because I want to draw attention to my eyes. I want to bring attention going upward, not going into my nose, because that is not the focal point of my face. And so I put it here with a patting motion going upward, and then I usually just go a little bit in circles, just like we did with our eyes, to blend it in. And some of that is going to just barely touch the tops of the cheek, the apples of the cheeks. All right. So we have some nice soft pink that's just livening up the face, giving it life. And we're gonna do some lip. Now on your sample, if you have the sample strips, I picked out two colors that I love. I have a lip gloss called Sheer Illusion, which I think is so pretty. It goes well with every lipstick. It just sort of gives it a nice shimmer. And then we have a natural lipstick. It's our Supreme Hydrating Lipstick. That is a wonderful nude color. I'm gonna do beige nude for my lip liner today, and this is a great neutral. I can use this color with everything. It is a great everyday nude beigey kind of color, and this just glides right on. These lip liners are so smooth. Now my top lip is a little bit thinner, so I usually enhance it by giving a little more of a arc to my top lip, giving my Cupid's bow a little help right here. And then I connect it on both sides. On the bottom, I do this and I fill it in. I fill it in a little bit on the sides because I want my lips to hold the color on better. And when I put lip liner on the base of my lips, it holds this lipstick on even more than it would just if I put it directly on my lips. Plus it gives the center of my lip a little bit of a lighter look. So this is the natural. It's such a pretty color. Let me show you. So nice and nude. It's just this beautiful, soft, light pink. And I think of this bold eye, a really soft lip is perfect. These Supreme Hydrating Lipsticks are so nice. They have this sunflower oil in it, and they feel so creamy, so nice. So, do you like this color? I think it looks great with a bold, dark, smoky eye. And then we're gonna finish with this beautiful kind of pearlescent gloss called Sheer Illusion. Isn't that pretty? I usually put it just right in the center of my lips. It adds that puckered look, gives a little bit more luminosity, a little more glow, a little dewiness. As we age, our skin can look a little bit dry, and the whole look could be kind of more matte if we're not careful to add just that touch of shimmer. Sometimes women think, oh, I'm older, I can't wear shimmer anymore. Yes, you can, and you should, okay? When we add a little bit of shimmer, a little bit of glow, it gives us that youthful look. So that's a great way to integrate a little bit more glow, is just a touch of that shimmer with some of your lip gloss. Now, I was looking for my other thing. Okay, so one last thing that I sometimes do to add just a little more shimmer is I can go in with this little tiny brush and I can add in this tear duct area just a little bit of shimmer. Now, I would not go crazy on this. I've seen people do this and it's like super white all over. I would not do that. I don't think that's a good look for a more mature woman, but just a touch of color right here to highlight is gonna be perfection. Then final steps is our translucent powder. And I love doing this to create a more flawless look to your foundation and your whole look. It's a clear powder, it's white, it works on everybody's skin. You just dust it into the lid of the powder, and you can use a big fluffy brush like this and you squeeze it, and then you pat it, you push it like a little powder puff under your eyes. It helps to take away some of the little lines that we have as we age. Do you have any of those? All right, I do. So this is gonna help make those lines look less noticeable. It's gonna help set that foundation so it doesn't settle. And then I usually dust a little bit just on my nose, on my chin, a little bit here, and it gives this beautiful, smooth look to the center of your face. So there you have it. We've got our pumpkin magic going on, and it is fun, it is different, it's glamorous, it's pretty for the holidays, it's pretty when you're going out for a date night or a holiday party. It's not your typical fall with autumn, vibes, but it's fun. And this navy color looks great on all different eye colors, but especially brown eyes. The blue is gonna surprise you. It is gonna make that brown in your eyes pop. And you could play with the blue eyeliner too. All right, everybody, I hope that helps you learn a little bit more about how to do this look. Remember, it doesn't have to be as dramatic as what I'm wearing. You could always tone it down and just do a little bit less of the dark colors, maybe switch it up and do something lighter with your liner. But it's fun. It's a fun look. It is definitely gonna be something you need to experiment and play with, but let me know what you think. Take a picture of yourself and send it to me, or ask me any questions. I'm happy to help you. And if you do want to request the samples, just message me and we'll get it right to you. All right, have a great day, everyone. Thanks for watching.